Yo, what is up, people? Your boy, you Taste Architecture here with a brand new video for you guys today. Hope you all feeling good, looking and smelling good. Hope you all had a good ass weekend. We is out here with some more Halo Infinite gameplay. Just backdrop, not gonna really discuss Halo all that much in this video. This is just a conversational piece. So you know the routine. If you don't care about gameplay and you just want to take part in conversation, just listen. You can go finish playing your game or reading whatever you're reading or whatever you're doing some work, and just have this video up in the background and just listen to the conversation and take part in it if you want to at the end by commenting below. If you want to play video games live on Twitch, including playing games like Halo Infinite, my link to Switch be in the description box below as well as on the screen right now. So let's get started. So today I want to have a little conversation, a talk about the gaming mentality for gamers. Over the weekend I was playing Halo Infinite beta. I was playing the game and this guy was getting he was just getting beat. So like, games are games. Sometimes things don't go your way, and gamers don't know how to process certain things. So whenever it goes bad, whenever it goes south, the first thing gamers tend to do is look for someone to blame. And the most common form of blaming people in video games is to blame your teammate. And this is what happened in this game of Halo. So this guy, he got 2v1 or 3v1 or something like that. And what his buddy who's watching his live streams, this guy was streaming, so he's extra try hard because you don't want to look like you're bad at the video game on a live stream. So his teammate his teammate is also watching the live stream, which is a big no-no, to be honest with you, because I can hear the replaying of the live stream through his teammate's microphone. So I have basically no game audio because all I hear is someone else's game audio playing through the microphone. Anyways, so his teammate, his friend, is watching him get beat in this 2v1 or 3v1. I don't remember the number. And he's like, dang, they read like a book. So the guy immediately gets offensive and starts rant. He's like, they didn't do nothing, they didn't do nothing. It was a 2v1. And then immediately after that, he pulls up the leaderboards to see who's in last place. And he goes, this person is trash. It's like, you just lost a gunfight, and your first thought process to defend yourself was to pull up the leaderboard and see who's doing worse and just call that person bad because they're not having as good of a game right at that moment, and you just got beaten at 2v1. So you're gonna blame someone who's not even near you, who's not taking, he wasn't in a situation where it was a 2v2 and the other person ran off and abandoned him. No, it was a 2v1. The other, everyone's kind of spread out because everyone's is this the beta just came, well, not really beta, technical test kind of just came out. So sometimes when it comes to it, and I've noticed it myself when I'm playing it, people kind of just spread out and just move around. If you're not playing in a team together, then you're not going to be following people buddy and one 3-stack 4-stack into areas. Everyone's just kind of spread out trying to get killed, trying to play the game. So this guy's in 2v1, he loses 2v1, and then he immediately gets defensive because his friend legit says, you got read like a book. So he has to defend himself, and his first thought the process to defend himself was to blame his teammates. And to just, and not even a reasonable blame. He literally pulled up the leaderboard to see who's doing worse on the team and just blamed that person. And it's that's so random, and it made me want to make this video. That moment inspired today's video because it reminded me about how the mentality of gamers is just so stupid, because the thought process is so always find an excuse. If you watch my live streams, you watch the Halo video, I admit when I lose a gunfight and it's my own fault, or if I admit that the other person just had the upper hand in that situation. And I will also blame teammates if I feel like the teammate was the reason why that happened. But you won't see me blame teammates just because. You don't see me make excuses. That's one thing I won't do when I play an online game. I won't make an excuse. So you'll see me playing Halo or any game, and word for word in the early video, go watch it. It's on the channel. I freaking went to go melee somebody who was fighting my teammate, and I whiffed. On melee, and then my teammate got killed. And I was like, yeah, that's my fault. I was like, yeah, that's on me. That is on me. I shouldn't melee that dude. I hate people do that to me. I hate when people are playing the game and looking for the melee instead of just going for just shooting per person and getting a kill that way. And people each teammate gets killed for it. And I was like, yeah, that's my fault. There was moments in the Halo video where I was in a situation where I should have switched my gun because I was running out of ammo, and I didn't. I was like, yeah, I lost that gunfight because of me. Gamers don't do that. Gamers don't hold themselves accountable for shit. And excuse my language, trying to phase out profanity in my content, but we're gonna use it right here. Gamers don't really not have any accountability, and everyone's looking for an excuse because you don't look like you're bad. You can't accept that you did bad, or that gunfight you did, get read like a book, or you got beat. So you just gotta make an excuse. You gotta make an excuse, and it's not just Halo. This is all games. You playing Apex, you hear people going teammate. And it's like, here's the thing, and you gotta get this into your head, gamers. Unless your teammate physically gets in the way, your teammate's not why you lost a gunfight. Your teammate isn't aiming your controller or aiming your freaking your mouse. Your teammate isn't moving your keys, isn't moving your sticks. Your teammate isn't pulling the trigger, isn't hitting the mouse button. You control your character. You control your own movements. You control yourself. If you are in a gunfight, you get beat. You got beat. It's okay. You're not going to go 100% in every freaking game. You're not going to win every single game you play in. You're not going to freaking get every single kill that you get come encountering. You're like, no one, unless they're cheating, has a perfect win-loss, a perfect KD. It's okay. Like, just accept the fact, all right, that guy, he got me. He got me, he got me. I'll get the next one. And that's not what gamers do. Gamers look for an excuse. There's always, you gotta find an excuse. I only lost because this person's playing Titan. I lost because this person's playing Warlock. I only lost because this person's playing Wraith, and she used her Q and got around me. Wraith sucks. I only lost because Pathfinder grapple hooked. I only lost because my teammate did this. It's like, stop looking for so many excuses. Just be like, all right, I got beat in a situation. It's what it is. It's going to happen. And it's just so frustrating and annoying, especially since this person's also a content creator. So you're live streaming and you're relaying that. It's like, you're blaming somebody who's not even like around you. Like, think about that mindset. He pulled up the leaderboard to see who was like last place on the team, and didn't blame that person who wasn't near him, because again, he's in a 2v1, and this is a game where it's 4v4. So like, he didn't blame the other two people who were also in the game. He only blamed the one person who's not his friend, who's a rando, and like they're just in last place on the team. He just chose to blame that person, even though it's not even that person's fault. Even though that person like isn't even engaged in that gunfight. It's irrational. And I want every gamer who sees this to understand that when you sit here and blame randos who aren't directly involved in what you're doing, it's irrational and just dumb. Like, why are you blaming? Like, I try so hard to like not do myself, because I have done it in the past, and I kind of grew up and stopped doing it. But like, when I played Siege, whenever I would lose games in Siege, I would be that guy who was just like, I'm lost with my teammates. Then I got to a point with Siege, I was like, I feel like I'm good enough to win every encounter I get into. So if I die, it's on me. And I make this reference every single time I had this conversation. You can ask Blue Pistol, Mad Mage Blue. You can ask Some Young. They watched my stream one time when I failed the clutch. I didn't go. My teammates fucking suck. We didn't win that round because my teammates. I blame myself. And they were like trying to tell me like, no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Your teammates, and even they were pointing out teammates. That's not how I am. I was like, no, I should have had that. I knew for a fact that I should have had that. Yes, it's a very difficult situation to be in. I had the clutch ace. Like, that's basically what I had to do. It was a 1v5. I got 4 kills. I didn't get the last one. I almost did. I almost got the last kill in that round. I almost clutched it and got the ace, but I didn't. And my chat, this is during a live stream, was telling me it's not my fault. Good shit. You got 4 out of 5. Your teammates this, teammates that. And I was like, no, that's all me. I should have had that guy. I know I should have had that guy. And that's how you when it comes to each other. You have clips saved on my laptop of me failing clutches. And in those clutches, I'm not blaming anybody other than myself for why I failed that clutch. Because I knew for a fact that I could win that. I had a game where I clutched it, everyone's dead, but this was post plant. I don't have time to get the I got to the diffuser, but I didn't have time to defuse it. Like, the time was up. Like, I got to a time ran out. Any team won that round. I didn't blame my teammates. I blame myself for not being quicker. Even though you can say, well, that's the game's fault for not allowing y'all to have enough time. Like, no, I know how Siege mechanics works. I know how Siege works. I'm not going to blame Siege for something that I know. You have 7 seconds to defuse, and I ran out of time. The other team wasted enough time for me having to go kill them first so where I didn't have the chance to get the diffuse off. That's not on my teammates. Kind of not on me either, but I still feel like I should have been quicker. Own up to your shit. Be accountable. Like, stop going around just blaming everybody because you died. That was your gunfight. Yeah, it's a 2v1, so you're at a disadvantage. 2v1's a winnable. You know, maybe if you're in a situation where it's 2v1, get out of there then. It's okay to just run away and live to fight another day, or go find it, like, run to your teammates. You go see where's your nearest teammate. Don't just sit there and be like, I'm going to blame just someone. And it happens a lot. I'm using this guy as an example when he pointed out, he was like, when I said he went on the scoreboard to go find who's in last place and blame that person. Mind you, we still won this game. So we won this game. I went about even in that game. I didn't do great, didn't do bad. What about even? So we won this game. He's mad because he got, again, he's less mad that he died and more mad that he's live streaming, and his friend pointed out that he got read like a book. So his thought process was, well, the scoreboard is this guy's fault or this girl's fault. And that happens so much in video games. It happens so much in online games where people would just, if they lose, they look for someone who's on the leaderboard to blame. They gotta find someone to blame. Even it happens in Siege, it happens in all games. Whoever's like doing good when it comes to like just statistics, they'll see who's not doing good stat wise and blame that person for why they lost. And it's not that simple. Numbers can tell a lie. Numbers can make you feel like someone's doing like less work or doing worse than you are. In reality, maybe they're just in bad situations that they can't really get themselves out of. Maybe the reason why you even got the kill that you got is because they fed you those kills with assists, or they call things out. There's ways people to inflate their own statistics through their teammates being good teammates. And then, you know, there's ways for people to just not be good at the game or struggling. People have off games. It happens. And which is another reason why I stop like constantly complaining about my teammates all the time, because sometimes people just have bad games. You know, I'll complain about teammates in Gambit because you have a job. Take out the blockers, put them both into the dispenser. That's all I require from teammates in Gambit. I don't care if my teammates are good at invading. I don't care if they're good at dealing with invaders. I'll do that. I single-handedly make that my job to counter anyone who invades in Gambit. But outside of that, if I'm playing Crucible, I'm not blaming my teammates if I freaking lose. I'm not blaming my teammates if I die. I died, not them. If I died, that means that was between me and another player on the other team that has nothing to do with my teammate. Unless my teammate got in the way and I threw a grenade and it bounced off his back, or I use my super and it bounced off his back, or I'm firing my gun and they walk in front of my gun and it's blocking my shots, then my teammate's not directly involved in my gunfight. I'm the one involved in that. Don't blame your teammate for you dying in a gunfight when your teammate isn't directly involved in that fight. It's not your teammate's fault. You lost the gunfight. It's that simple. And I know people are going to see this video and get a little smug about it and feel like, no, fuck that. My teammate's fault. Get out of here with that crap. Stop trying to, like, you know, hype up bad players. It's like, your mindset is why you're sitting there blaming people. You know, you're never going to be better than you are because you all you do is blame other people for like why you lose the video games. That's why you can't improve. That's why you're stuck. And you know, that's why you're hard stuck at your rank and if you're playing games that have ranks. You wonder why you stuck at freaking silver in Siege? Your mindset. You wanna know why you stuck at freaking gold in Apex? Your mindset. You wanna know why you stuck at the rank you were in Overwatch and Call of Duty and all these games and CS:GO and Valorant? Your mindset. Your mindset can change a lot. That's how you play video games. You get better at games when you change your mindset. Yes, mechanical skill matters. Yes, game sense matters. Game sense is part of your mind. Your mindset helps you. You know, I said this before, there's people who play Siege who are diamonds who don't even have positive KDs. They have positive win-loss ratios, but not positive KDs, because they don't care about how many kills they get, how many times they die. They just care about they just care about winning the game. Because sometimes you gotta have someone on your team who's doing the garbage work. Garbage work is a football term. You know, it's people who are in trenches, like your defensive ends, who aren't like your edge rushers, or they're just there to kind of like draw in the blocks from the offensive line, so your real edge rushers, your outside linebackers can get around and hit the quarterback. In video games, your garbage player is the person who is basically playing the roles that aren't the pretty roles. They're not fraggers. They're basically playing support. They're getting in there and basically drawing all the attention to themselves. Like basically, you think about if you play RPGs, it's your tank. Your tank is there to mitigate and draw in all the damage, while your DPS is there to do the damage, and your healers are there to heal. Same thing when it comes to shooters. Sometimes people are just better at being a distraction, some people are just better at being support. Not everybody's good at being a fragger. In some games like Halo, you want all the people to be fraggers, but also there's a finite number of kills someone can get. Since, you know, let's say you're playing a game mode that's 5v5, that's 5 people for everyone to get a chance to kill. If I kill 4 people in a game like Siege, that leaves 1 person for the other 4 people on my team. So there's a finite number of kills that you can even get per round in games like Siege or Valorant or CSGO. So stop being so hard on randos when the reason you lost your gunfight, not the game, the gunfight, was because of you. Accept that you'd be better at video games. It's that simple. The video won't last this long. I'm sorry that I kind of just ranted way too long in this video. But I feel like y'all get the gist. Y'all get the fact that I'm just trying to say, stop blaming people for why you lose in video games. Stop blaming people for why you lose a gunfight. Now, again, we didn't even lose the game. We won the game by a good bit. But yet he lost a fight. His friend called him out on losing the fight, so he felt like he had to be on the defense and blame somebody else for him losing that gunfight. And like again, and everyone, a lot of people do it. A lot of people do what he did too, which is basically look at the leaderboard and just find someone to blame. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people, I've seen it in Siege. I've seen people do it. Because if you play on PC, there's in-game chat. There's all chat. I've seen people type on all chat to blame, like, oh, we only lost that game against y'all because my teammates suck. They point out this person had freaking three kills and 7 deaths. It's like, you had freaking 6 deaths. You died 1 less time than them. Congrats, you have 5 more kills than them, but you died 1 less time. That's make you a better player because you'd have 5 more kills. Opportunity. You know, y'all aren't having the same amount of opportunities to do things. And maybe that person's just having a rough day. People have bad games. You know, good players will sometimes struggle. I've seen people who are pro players in both Halo, Siege, Valorant have a bad game because sometimes you just have a rough match. It just freaking happens. That's just how it works. No one has perfect record. Those who do are usually cheaters. With all that said, that's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe. Y'all be kind to one another. I beg you, boy, you the Archangel, the _talent. Peace.